girls, and welcome back to another wonderful and exciting episode of E-maginative Stories! Yay! As always, my name is Glorp. How are you all today? Wonderful! Yay! On today's episode, we will be reading the fantasy book titled Dungeons and Dragons. It's about a group of 6 friends who magically get transported into the mystical, magical realm of Dungeons and Dragons itself. Doesn't that sound exciting? I knew it would. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the book.
Dungeons and Dragons. The adventure begins. Once, not so long ago, 6 friends went to an amusement park and rode the exciting Dungeons and Dragons ride. It had mechanical wizards, monsters, and dragons. Suddenly, everything around the friends began to twist and turn and swirl around them. "I don't like this," one of them yelled, just as they were pulled into a mystical realm. They couldn't believe it. Dungeons and Dragons was real, including the dragons. The friends found themselves near a duel between a 5-headed giant dragon, an evil sorcerer, and an impish magical being. Seeing that the children were in danger, the magical being cast a spell, transforming each of them one by one. Hank the Ranger was given a bow that fired arrows containing powerful glowing energy. He immediately used his new weapon to keep the dragon away from his friends. Bobby the Barbarian got a club that enhanced his strength, so he could smash anything. A small, frightened unicorn, who was also caught in the middle of the fight, ran over to the young barbarian for protection. Bobby named her Uni. A pointy green magic hat was bestowed on Presto, the magician. He could pull anything out of it with the right spell. Sheila, the thief, got a cloak that made her invisible. It also made her movements whisper quiet. Diana, the acrobat, sprang into the air with a magical staff that increased her athletic abilities. Eric, the cavalier, was armed with a shield that deflected even the heaviest blows and the most potent blast of magic. Friends fled the fight, but the dragon followed them. "Who dares awaken me?" one of the heads shrieked. Sheila ran to the mouth of a nearby cave and called out. The dragon turned to her, and she used her magic cape to disappear. Looking for its prey, the dragon walked into the cave. Bobby swung his club with all his might, bam! Knocking a boulder down in front of the entrance. The dragon was trapped. The magical being's name was Dungeon Master. He said that Tiamat, the 5-headed dragon, and Vengar, the evil one-horned sorcerer, inspired fear throughout the realm. The kids asked how they could get back home. Dungeon Master told them they might find a clue in the town of Helix, but he warned them about Vengar, who could magically disguise himself. "You'll know his newest face by his white hair," he said. On the way to Helix, the kids discovered the floating castle of Merlin the magician. They hoped he could help them return home. "Someone is going to have to help us get up there," Hank said, and just like that a golden ladder dropped from the clouds. Merlin welcomed the friends to his castle, but Sheila remembered Dungeon Master's warning and whispered, "He's got white hair." But the old magician laughed and lifted his hat. He was completely bald. His white hair was a wig. Just then, Tiamat attacked the castle. Merlin told the kids that nothing could escape from his dungeon, so they used their magical weapons to trick Tiamat into falling through a trap door in the floor. Now the dragon was locked up and couldn't do any harm. Merlin promised that he would put some thought into getting the kids home, but before he could do that, he needed an assistant to share all his magical knowledge with. He offered the job to Presto. The others couldn't believe it, but Presto said yes.
If Merlin's going to help us, I say we go to that Helix place,
Eric said. The others wanted to wait for Presto, but Merlin told them they should continue on their journey to find a way back to their world. In the village of Helix, the kids struck up a conversation with the villagers, and much to their surprise, they learned that Merlin had been dead for 1,000 years. They realized that the person they had met hadn't been holding a white rabbit. He had been holding a white hare, they said in unison, and that meant Merlin was really Vengar. Back at the castle, Presto had tried to use a book of spells to find a way home, but it was just a trick by Vengar. To the evil sorcerer's delight, Presto had accidentally released a swarm of terrible dragons that would destroy Helix. The kids raced back to the castle. Their only hope was to free Tiamat.
"That's a terrible idea,"
said Eric, but it worked. The five-headed dragon attacked Vengar.
"You've won for now,"
Vengar grumbled as he escaped. Tiamat smashed through the stone walls in pursuit of the fleeing villain. Looking through Merlin's big book of magic, Presto quickly found the right spell to cast.
"In the name of Merlin, in the name of sorrow, banish winged demons, let there be a tomorrow,"
he chanted. With those words and a poof of magic, the dragons disappeared. "You did it!" Hank shouted. The village was saved and Vengar had been defeated. Everyone cheered. Their adventure was over, but the friends realized that they would have many more adventures in the magical world of Dungeons and Dragons on their long journey home. They were ready. The end.
Well, boys and girls, wasn't that a wonderful book? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And be sure to tune in next time for the next book. Until next time, boys and girls, keep using your imaginations and be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, bye!